What's up, guys? How you guys doing? Welcome back to another episode on Proven Power Cycles. For those who don't know me, my name is Eric, and I got Ryan over here next to me. Beep. There it is. Right now, we are on our way to Valdosta, Georgia, and we are headed there for Man Cup. We are going to try and get a super stock class going. Well, really, it's Sean Henson is trying to get a super stock class together for the Man Cup series, and we're trying to show our support, Ryan and I, and with Sean obviously, and try and convince him to go ahead and do this super stock class. Now I think between all of us we got probably 5 bikes that are gonna run super stock right now. So hopefully between us and then whoever else shows up to run this class today, well, this weekend I should say, we're kind of hoping that we draw enough interest to Man Cup for them to say, you know what, why don't we open a super stock class for next year. So that's kind of the hopes on all this, and we're just kind of lucky that they're allowing us to do this right now. I believe that's the case right now, right?
Yeah.
All right, so, but anyway, yeah, we're on our way up there. We just crossed the Florida-Georgia borderline, and we're getting very, very close. Sean, Teddy, Candace, and a few other guys, they're already there and set up. We're a little late, middle-y, but had to drop off the kiddos. Had some other priorities going on, so we couldn't leave last night like we wanted to. Alright guys, so we just got to South Georgia Motorsports Park, and this place is beautiful, as you guys have seen through the video. So we're here with Sean, here with a few of the guys. If you look here, blah, blah, blah. So here's everyone's setup. So right now, Ryan and I, we're trying to get this thing unloaded, and hopefully we have enough time and energy to go and tech in and do a quick little test and tune pass, but we'll see. We're pretty tired from the drive, but who knows, we'll see. Maybe we get a little second win and we get a little wild hair up our butts and we say, screw it, let's go do a pass. Really cool complex. I'm sure I'll be taking some video during the day tomorrow and showing you kind of the area. Those of you who aren't familiar with it, it's pretty cool. Really beautiful, really beautiful out here. So, but all right, we're gonna get unpacking. We're gonna unload this trailer and get moving on the bikes here. Woo, man, it's cold too. It's chilly. We got here and we got all unloaded. We got the bikes up there. So they made a quick little class for us. They said, hey, look, we'll squeeze you guys in. We'll make a quick little class for you guys. Just however many you guys can bring, let them know. So we kind of set up our own little thing. I think we had 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think there was 7 of us that went up and ran. There wasn't a whole lot of people really here because this isn't really a thing at Man Cup, the super stock class. So we're trying to grow the class. We're trying to make it a thing out here. So got to start somewhere, right? What is going on under our tent? So here's our current setup. So we have Teddy right here, Candace over there. I don't know where Ryan and Sean are, but anyway, we got the bikes all under here and underneath the canopy. And there's the booster that one of Teddy's other boosters. So that one's fun bike, fun bike to ride. But anyway, guys, we made our first passes. They weren't that great, honestly. Mine was terrible. It is absolutely freezing up here. But let's see. So me and Teddy ran. He had a 9.4 and I pulled in a whopping 9.6. So a whole different setup. A lot of things have to change on this bike. I have to get used to this bike. It's a totally different bike the way we set it up now. So there's gonna be a lot of relearning to do with this bike. And the same thing, I was talking to Teddy and he was running 890s on this 14. And even he's been kind of struggling with it lately because he's been having some issues that he's trying to work through. And well, you know, again, it's kind of, you gotta restart and kind of recalibrate and figure out a whole new setup. It's not easy relearning the bike sometimes. So anyway, what he's doing right now, he's making some adjustments to the mapping, and he's trying to get this thing dialed in a little bit better. And he's running a new clutch setup as well. So Teddy's on a lockup now. So
At this point, I would.
so I'm just messing with him, but what he did was he installed an extended clutch pack here, if you will, the cover. So it's an easy access cover. So basically what he's gonna do is just take off those 4 bolts and keep measuring his clutch plates and seeing kind of where they're at and if he's having any future issues, because lately he's been having some issues with his clutch. So we're all joking saying he's running a lockup, but he really isn't. He really isn't. Or so he says. You know? Candace right now, unfortunately, something happened on the line. We're not really sure, but the bike kind of had a really good little launch, started to creep out, and then it just literally died. It just kind of died out, literally. It almost sounded like it ran out of gas or just something weird. And she had a flame coming out of her exhaust for a hot minute. So we're really not sure exactly what yet. So what she's doing right now, she's trying to prop everything up, get the air box out of there. We're gonna look in there, we're gonna look at the plugs, we're gonna see what we can find. Hopefully it's nothing crazy, but you know, you never know. But we're gonna go in there and look and see what exactly is going on. Sean did not get to run his, and then this one is kind of a new guy who's working with us. His name is Daryl, and he made a good pass too. I think he was in the low 9s as well, and that's about it. And then him and Ryan ran, and they were kind of neck and neck, what Ryan was saying. Both of them ran I think it was like a 9.3 or so, 9.4 pass as well. So I really don't, we weren't, I wasn't expecting it. So when we went up there to talk to them to see about running super stock, they were pretty much like, yeah, now, come on. Get your stuff on, let's go. You know, we weren't expecting that at all. So
we had everybody up in the staging lanes watching Sean go, getting his bike down the track. I'm going back to get the scooter to push him back. And I'm asking when's super stock going, and they said, oh, they've already done last call. We're moving on the top gas. And I said, no, we ain't moving on to nothing. I said, all your super stock riders are right up there at the tree. I said, you're gonna have to give us a minute. So we all ran back, hopped on the bikes. We were throwing on gloves. They're trying to send us out. Bikes are cold. It's just the usual.
The usual. Well, and that's the thing, because that's what we were getting at. They're trying to sneak us in. So they're just trying to basically get us in and fit us in, because they didn't really plan for this. It was kind of a, you know, let's try it, let's see what happens. And they said, yeah, sure, come on, try it, whatever. So there wasn't really a whole lot of organization to this, but they have been working with us though, at least, you know.
We've got a whole lot of Tampa on Tampa crime going on right now.
Yeah, truthfully, because again, not a lot of people really knew about this, so it was kind of a, I don't know what to call it, last minute thing that kind of got thrown together. But all in all, guys, hey, we're gonna be here, we're gonna have some fun, we're gonna do some testing, at least we're gonna do some kind of competition, even if it's from us.
And we'll get Eric out of the tent, so don't worry.
One day I'll break the tent.
Spencer's not turbo, is he, Sean?
No.
No, he's 9 turbo.
God,
They ain't supposed to do that.
no, that thing is, damn it. So Sean made a pass on the bike. It left a lot better than it did last time, a hell of a lot better. So the changes that he made worked, and worked a lot better. But as you guys just saw, that wastegate's rattling around, shaking around. So he was building way too much boost off the line way too quickly. And that's kind of why the tire keeps kicking. It just way too much power coming in way too quickly on the basically on the map right now on the back wheel, and it's just kicking that tire out. So the wastegate is not able to regulate the boost because that top portion of it is where that spring is. Yeah.
Bolts will just come.
That's what I'm thinking.
If you get the top off, get to it,
Tighten it back up.
Yeah, maybe.
That's what I'm thinking.
I mean,
try it. I mean,
you can try. So yeah, it's creeping. Yeah, it's creeping past it.
That's
So
our problem.
yeah. Unreal. Yeah. So it's going, that air is not supposed to be blowing past that. It's supposed to be a sealed system. So, and that's how it regulates that boost. That spring in there basically opening and closing is kind of how it regulates the boost. And what's happening is it's not regulating boost. It's letting all the boost basically go through this system and ramp up extremely fast. So anyway, they're going to work on it. We're going to see what's up and kind of get some more updates. Hopefully we'll get some more passes. We'll get some film. We'll get to film some passes on this thing and actually kind of get you guys a nice roller here soon. But this bike is sounding more and more serious, and it's getting, obviously critiquing a little bit better, but progress is being made, and that's ultimately what you want to see in these things. Sean got the wastegate all opened up here, and that's how you can tell. So the bolts were loose. No idea. No idea. That's pretty bizarre. So he's gonna take it out, Loctite them up, throw them back in here, throw this thing back on the bike, and tomorrow actually see this thing make a good pass. So we are getting ready to fire up Sean's bike again here. Wagner here, Pro Extreme, helping Sean Henson out with a few little gremlins also he saw in the mapping. So now they're going to work on some two-step. Alright guys, so we're sitting here with Sean, and he's gonna make another pass on the Grudge bike, right? And that's the plan here, something coming up soon.
Yep.
Well, tell us, alright, so you guys made some changes. Kind of walk us through some of the changes you made.
Yeah, so when we got here, we were still struggling with the bike building boost on the starting line. It's not necessarily that we're chasing a specific boost number, it's just that we're chasing control. I want to be able to say, hey, I want to make 5 pounds of boost, and the bike makes 5 pounds of boost. That's it. It doesn't matter what the number is, it just needs to do what we ask it to do. And we found last night that the bottom side of the wastegate bolts had come loose, and it was making it really hard for us to regulate boost pressure, for what we were calling for. So we found that late last night working in the trailer. We got up this morning, we were on the phone with Steve Nichols, and he was actually able to help us out with some stuff. And then Dan Wagner came over this morning, helped us with some initial setup things again in the Max. We added some fuel on the two-step, and it seems to be responding perfectly now. So we made a pass last night. We made the decision when we got here that we were going to raise the bike up a ½ inch in the front, and we were going to shorten it about 4 inches. So normally the bike's at 78 inches long when we go racing. This weekend, it's cooler temperatures out. We knew that the track wasn't going to be, 100%, and we wanted to get data. We wanted to go down the track. So we actually shortened the bike up yesterday to 74 inches long, and it seems to really be liking that. So we had an issue 0.7 into the run. For some reason we lost the crank trigger. It lost sync with the crank trigger. So what we did is, it was only getting 2 volts to the crank trigger. We actually went, and at higher RPMs we turned it up to 4 volts. So we're trying to get a little more voltage to the crank trigger so that it doesn't lose sync. And as long as it keeps sync, and if the bike does what it's supposed to do, we think it's going to go A to B this pass.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. That thing, it sounds incredible.
Yeah.
Just the tone coming from the rear is definitely all right, that thing's moving some air.
And it changed this morning when we really started dumping that fuel in. When we started making it fat on the two-step.
That two-step sounds a whole
really
different.
Started getting after it. Yeah, it built 5 pounds of boost quick and in a hurry. There was no issue there. So I feel really good about it.
And then, all right, so when is that going to be?
We're coming up next session.
Okay.
So I'm going to try to pull double duty here. I'm going to have Candace down at the end of the track to pick me up, and I'm going to try to swing back around and hop on the Super Stop bike and get one more qualifier on that. We're sitting number 1 right now on the Super Stop bike with an 897. I don't really need to make another pass on it. I know Givens is here. He has capabilities of going in the 8s. So I just, need to kind of play the field here. I'm really focused on the Grudge bike. We really are trying to get the Grudge bike down the track. The Super Stop bike, we kind of know that it's fast. We know, it's consistent. We know what it's going to do. We're here just learning with the Super Stop bikes. I could really care less if we, race or do what we do with that. Really want to make some headway with the Grudge bike.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's the big ticket item. So, because you guys are trying to plan on getting it ready for KOG, right?
That's the plan. So we I guess we missed the cutoff for the off the trailer shootout. We were really hoping to get in that off the trailer shootout, but we were waiting until after this weekend. We wanted to make sure the bike was going down the track and, you know, that sort of thing. So we are entered in a little shootout this weekend. There's a shootout on Sunday.
That's
so
right.
we have today to kind of practice and get the bike ready. We don't really care about a result in the shootout. Like I said, we're here to learn. We're here to just kind of get everything squared away. But, you know, we're here for fun.
Of course, you're making a presence. You
Yeah,
know,
making a
showing
presence.
up, saying, "Hey,
And
we're here." You know,
we're going to use the rounds of eliminations tomorrow as practice. You know, we're going to use it just as test and tune. It doesn't matter who's in the other lane beside you. You're just up there trying to get your bike straight.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
So
Exactly.
want to be here for that, and then obviously we've got, you know, the other super stock bikes that we're trying to make go fast.
All right, guys, it is Sunday now. We are prepping our bikes and getting them ready for eliminations. This is the final day here at Man Cup and at SGMP. So right now I got Teddy Bub. He's working on his ZX14R, his super stock. He's actually in two different classes right now. And so one class he's in the Street ET, which is a bracket class with his Gen 3 Busa. And then he's in the super stock class with his ZX14R. So right now, what he's doing is he's putting his clutch back together. So this morning, everyone's kind of checking their clutches and making sure everything looks good. And, oh yeah, that's right, you're doing some testing on your clutch, right?
Yeah, I'm adjusting the spacers to mess with the spring pressure.
That's right. So he's having a little battle with his clutch. Basically, it's kind of chirping a little bit on the line, and he's having some inconsistencies with it, and this is why he's kind of changing up his clutch setup, you know, trying to see what works best for him, the throw of the clutch, etc., etc. Everyone has a little bit different stroke for different folks, so Teddy's kind of doing his thing right now, trying to figure it out. But Teddy won his, that was what, second round elimination? Or
Second round, yeah.
Second round, all right, cool, man. How many, do you know how many are in the field left?
Depends on how many there is.
Yeah, how many left over?
We're past the buyback round, so second round forward, once you're out, you're out. There's no buybacks.
Buybacks.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, cool, man. Well, that's badass. So we're gonna let him keep going. Let's see, we're gonna keep going through the bikes here real quick, guys. So Candace, unfortunately, I don't know if we said this or not, but she had a weird mishap on her Real Street bike not too about yesterday. I think it was yesterday or Friday. But yeah, let's go talk to Candace. So right now she's actually getting the MR12 out of the tank and back into the fuel tank here. So We don't know really what happened, but what happened?
Well, I had to go to the line, and I was in the water box, and they made me shut the bike down because there was an incident on the track. So I shut it down and instantly told me to fire it back up. So I did, and it seemed okay. I did my burnout, went to the line, and as I threw the clutch to launch, there was a very loud boom. And from I couldn't see it, but there was a flame in my tailpipe, and I couldn't get the fire back up. They had to push me off. Came around, got the tank off, got the air box off, looked down inside the throttle body, and you could see that when we were trying to turn the motor over, the intake valves were not moving. They were just stuck, and they looked a little thin.
Yeah.
So we're estimating, with there being no movement, that the cam chain, timing chain, may have broke, and because I was still getting fuel, crank still went up and smacked the valves.
Yeah, that's what we're thinking.
Yeah, so good thing.
Well,
just a couple hours before that, I got a call about my other motor, so good timing.
Yeah, that's racing. That's racing. Unfortunately, it was a short adventure with this time.
Yes, but the good thing is this motor, I had it for a year, and it took a beating between.
It's been a year?
I had this motor built August or September of last year.
Dang.
But the bike wasn't ready to be ridden until October.
Oh yeah, that's right, because of all the things you had to go through.
The fuel system wasn't right. I had a failing from factory fuel system. I had failing oil injectors from the factory, so it wasn't getting enough fuel pumped. And I think when we dynoed it, we noticed it was
lean.
Like not pumping.
Super lean.
Like it wasn't pumping. So, but it took a beating with all the things that were wrong. It was probably the original chain from factory. We're not sure. And then we had the problem with gear position sensor, with it switching from the neutral map to the other map.
That's right.
That could have put that timing jump back and forth. Could have been putting strain on that chain this whole time, and we just never knew it because we've been kind of winging it with no max ECU or any kind of data logging.
This has been a good motor though.
Oh, it's been amazing.
It's been a good motor.
Definitely not the motor's fault.
No, yeah. I mean, but I mean, again, it's like, we beat the crap out of these motors, and we're expecting the world out of them.
Well, it gave me the world, so I can't complain.
Exactly. On to the bigger and better motor,
Yeah, and this motor will get to be taken apart and freshened up, and we'll stick it in something else, and I'll have fun with it still. Yeah,
no matter what.
It'll be my not frustrating motor.
Yeah. So right now, Sean is the #1 qualifier for Superstock with an 890 what? 897.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's all right. We're all slow. No, I'm just playing. So Sean has the #1 qualifier. Daryl, what did you get so far?
47.
47. Yeah, don't worry, I did really shitty too. I think I'm like 60.
We're getting there.
Yeah. But I made little tweaks. We're all making little tweaks, constantly making little tweaks. Yeah, so it's almost 11 a.m. It's 10:50, and we need to be up there by 12. So this is why kind of all of us are, well, I did a little prepping earlier, but this is why they're all trying to get everything situated, get it set up. These are all the last minute things that we're always trying to do to make sure that we're ready to go. But needless to say, let's see how we do. I made some changes to my map. I haven't even really touched base with myself because the bike is, well, I am doing so bad on the bike. First pass felt real weak coming off the line. I ended up doing like a 960, and I'm like, something's not right with this map. On pump gas, I was doing 930s, 940s. I'm like, I should be doing 9teens in MR12, so I'm kind of confused. When I went and looked through all my mapping, I kind of found some issues. I made some changes in the mapping. I did some test hits here behind us, and it felt way better. But again, we're not at a light, the pressure's not on, et cetera, et cetera. So we'll see how it interpolates to the actual track. Let's see if I can get a better time too. We're all trying to chase that number, of course, but we'll see. And also, I want to give a shout out. We had a couple of people come up and actually say hey to us from our YouTube channel. I really appreciate you guys coming up and saying hey to me. We had a guy from Canada. We had also another local kind of from Florida. They were from Daytona. Really, really cool. Thank you so much, guys, for saying hey to us. I really appreciate that. It was really cool talking to you guys. Really, really was. Thank you so much for coming up and saying hey and everything. This is the first time I've been to this track. Really cool seeing some people that were supportive of the show, of the channel. Shout out to you guys. Thank you so much. But anyway, all right, let's get ready. Let's get up to the line. All right, guys, so we're back at the tent. We just got done with the round 1 of eliminations, and obviously the class is pretty small. Let me start with that. The class is pretty small. There's only about 8 of us right now, or 8 of us that were in the eliminations, and one of the guys did not show up for the eliminations. So I ended up going against Sean Henson, and we'll go over the tickets here in just a little bit, but we'll show you guys the tickets. But Sean knocked me out. Jaireek Givens, he's still in it, and we have Daryl at the end over here, so he's still in it as well. Now, Teddy ran his ZX14 against Spencer Claycomb. So Spencer was riding on the Gen 3 Busa that Teddy's actually running that same bike in the Street ET class. But sadly, both of their bikes, Teddy and Candace's, the Busa and the 14, both motors actually ended up letting go. So we're not really sure on the 14. What he's thinking is that there's so much clutch material that got kind of built up in the oil that he thinks that that buildup basically kind of created a problem with the oil pickup, and then let go of the motor. The motor let go because of that. I don't know. We don't know, but shit happens. But he ended up beating Spencer on the Gen 3 Busa, but the motor let go at the end of the trap. So one of those things in racing where, again, it's like, it's heartbreaking. It sucks, man. It's never fun blowing a motor, but at the same time, he's kind of like, all right, well, on to the next. We got Sean Henson's bike here. We got Daryl over here. So they're still in it along with Jaireek. So those are the last 3 bikes in the class right now. Me and Ryan are out. So Ryan ran Jaireek, and he lost to Jaireek. Jaireek's fast. I gotta give it to him. Jaireek is fast. He's doing like an 890 right now on the quarter on that Gixxer as well. So him and Sean are like neck and neck. So the run between them two should be very entertaining if they get to line up. If anything can happen in these events, I'll tell you that. But here, let's go over the ticket real quick, guys. I know some of y'all were interested last time in our last video, and so here, I'll kind of give you an example with my ticket here. Now, admittedly, my second pass, I did not even take my second pass because I wheelied very, very bad on my second pass, so I just decided to say screw it. But just to give you an idea here, so I made some tweaks to my mapping because I noticed some flaws in my map, my MR12 map on the 10. I noticed I had some issues with the launch. The ETV mapping was not right. I had it all set up wrong, so I was like, oh shit. But long story short, I was wondering, because normally I run a 940 on the bike on pump gas, which is not that great still, but it's good. It's not great, but good. This was horrible. This first pass was absolutely horrible, this 9.6 pass. But made some tweaks, and after we made the tweaks, then I ended up running, okay, so this is the pass, this is the elimination pass right here. This was against Sean. So right here, I slept at the light a little bit, had a sluggish reaction time. not great 60 foot, could be a lot better still, but at least it's going in the right direction. That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see progress, but ultimately at the end of the day, we still trapped a 9.3 in the quarter, which is, again, it's progress being made, and we're going in the right direction. So clearly, the tweaks that I made in the map to drop 3/10, basically, what is that? A little under, so basically 2.5. So to drop 2.5 tenths, more or less, on this bike, just with a simple little tweak in the mapping, is awesome. I mean, that's huge progress. So I need to get some more seat time for sure on this thing. And here, let's look at Sean. So Sean, that pass busted out basically a 9 flat. Yeah, Sean's basically a 9 flat with a 165, moving. So he got me at the tree, the 60, the 8th. He got me in everywhere. He was leading the whole time. So still need to learn a lot, still processing a lot, but all in all, guys, it's progress. And like I had said in some of the earlier videos, the 1000 class, this is what I said in one of my previous videos, I should say. The 1000 class is completely new to me. I will say that. It is completely new. I am new to the 1000. I'm new to the cable clutch. I don't want to sound like I'm giving excuses, but I just want to be truthful to you guys. I don't know this class at all. I've never raced super stock, so this is a first for me, but still really happy with the progress, like I said, that I've made on this bike, considering it's a stock wheelbase, and I have maybe, I don't know, 10 passes now on this bike total going down the track, and 3 or 4 of those were basically on a messed up map. That wasn't correct, I should say, like set up the way I wanted to set it up. So again, it's all a learning curve. This is kind of the progression that you make. You kind of go back, you analyze data, you look at it, you tweak it, you know, those things. So and then on the Grudge bike still having this weird intermittent cutting out issue. It keeps cutting on the trigger, so it's losing the sync, it's losing the signal coming from the crankshaft. It keeps dropping the signal. They're really not sure why. We looked at the crank, we looked at the crank sensor yesterday. We inspected it, made sure everything was good, everything looked clean and clear. There was no obstruction, there's no metal, there's nothing in the way. It looks good. So they're trying to figure out what's going on in the software, trying to see if it's a software issue or if it's a mechanical issue. That's the kicker. That's the kind of tricky part of going through these things, is trying to figure that stuff out. We got Daryl over here, and we got Gyreek. So we got Gyreek right here. And this is the semis. So Gyreek's been crushing it. I'm not gonna lie. Givens has been, Mr. Red Shoes over here has been crushing it. That was a good line. Clean. 892. Nice. Clean. So this is Grudge semifinals. That was just Gyreek on a 14, and Damien, I think it was, Solis, and so Gyreek got the win. But now we got Spencer Claycomb right here on his Busa. Sean is in the finals. He's racing Givens. Based on their last couple of times, though, it's in favor of Sean, to be honest with you. He still has the ET overall, the best ET overall of everybody. So he's getting ready. He's going to get prepped now. He's pulling the clutch. He's going to let it all cool down. and get ready for this next hit, which it should be very soon because they're getting near the nitty-gritty here on everything. So it's about to get interesting. Great job. Took the win. Hell yeah. Good job. Hell yeah. All in all, Sean took home the win. As you saw in the last video, we got Gyric. Let's see here. We got, is this the, yeah, okay. So here's the ticket. Let's go over the ticket. Gyric was left lane and Henson was in the right lane. So 155 versus 159. Sean started catching up at the 330. As you see here, 407 to his 05. So already Sean's basically passing him at the 330 mark. Still has him in the 8th. Got plenty of mile an hour on him. And then he ended up obviously taking it in the quarter. So still out mile an hour on him. So and then you could see in the video, Gyric was wheeling and, you know, he's trying to control it. Sounded like he came out really hard on that 60. And then he was trying to obviously keep that wheel down and fight that wheelie the whole time. But anyway, we're almost done packing up here. Teddy ended up getting kicked out of Street ET as well, and he lost by like, well, it was a 7/10 of a 1,000. So it's 0.0007 is what he ended up losing by on his run, which is just incredible of a margin.
Hit an 034 light, I had an 035 light. So
yeah, you guys were absolutely neck and neck. That's incredible.